Kasorkar Meghalaya lembaga tanat jongka social welfare kala pelong yang kajingnya kendolang ban penijing mut consultative meeting berkikan hon bapher ki badan benta akajing peniyaj dan ti yakikam kejam banyak hun pyrshah yakikam bymman pyrshah yakikan kynthei khynnah ya kada kajing yalang la pelong benta kasngi kadwe dari unai wing usnyam arajar artusan State Convention Center. Ya kan kajing alang la pelong lang baka jinglam lenti u advisor jong tanat social welfare u ba pol ling do akan kajing alang ki balai don bentalang kilong nado u Pravin Bakshi IS Commissioner and Secretary jong Sorkar jela ba jong tanat social welfare kakong Kamilia Dorin Lengwa Director jong social welfare kakong Arnesha Karnayor Program Lead Fitch Foundation ka akatha ke sangma ka Salman jong Meghalaya State Commission for Protection of Child Rights kakong yamon lang SM ka chairperson jong Meghalaya State Commission for Women pat uba pol lengdo advisor jong tanat social welfare USP ka is Hills uba VVXM kirang ba snong nagisnong bapher kinong yalam niam bat kiway.
Those who built it, unless the Lord watches over the city. So the police department is here. If you would know the paucity of staff, if you would know the scarcity of resources that's coming to Meghalaya, you will just need God at all times. Tini I know you play there. Namarba udon mo bandai kan kali ke jongi. Te menta ya ka jingon ke jongi ka de hanor ka jong ka jiket ya jong Ministry Ramba do jongi. Dr. Conrad Kongkal Sama kidon pun bawa kita di Conrad. Balik nung kren namara dam yang ka jingalam ka e yani. Habam dan you brio badan ya kata ka jinyo ishakman. Kalau kabarnya, bagi kita ni kinong yalam jong ki balam, kita kinong yalam jong ka snong, kita kinong yalam jong ka inlang salang. Bagi wan na ka jatan riu ka baong shibor bat ka arbor. Ngayon niya naman ngayon ka jiyada, dakalong na ki rampa balang, kalong ka jiyada na ka sarkar, ki rampa sa sarkar, ki medri ngayon niya naman nilong ki kuon, ki kurim bat ki kami jong ki shinrang ki badak bor badak mai, bat halor ka jing ka shang ka jong ki. Ni habo ka social welfare department ni pet ya salang ki kulong kena ki badan kita ki jinduna ka bangimle ka presentation ng takasi but ni don kat ar hajawan ki anganwadi workers ki badai ki kynthei Sudan te ya kani ka presentation tentang ni don ampli pat kita himan babil sungthu menera raya engineer he phone bed 1098 kini di bepe di kena but nga mentang ni don kini di district child protection officer wan Satyat Steffi Reva Subhanian but there all the district's child protection officers if you could educators nantaki counselors nantaki home caretakers the house fathers the house mothers ka GCU yang kalong tang praja kanda shipo ka baki hapo the mission you can push to mission Batsalia first the nganong ya kung ketika nama pinsalong buat nama sam kindan na paling jong pinong balik iwan show ya kani habang iwan ya kaway kakam he didn't teach wa nama my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge hindi nama ka jing drug hindi ka jing buat si shong film dan dia kata ka jing bam sap ya ki brio jong ala penjat nama ka jing bam dan ya ka jing tip.
Let me start with that. We have a lot of complaints and grievances of women, and we can categorize them more or less into those who seek for maintenance, many single mothers as you're aware, and those who separated. I mean, it's really a sad affair because more and more women are coming for maintenance. So you can imagine that there are more single mothers and separated, parents, and children are the ones who suffer. So then even that also can be a challenge because many times when we try to resolve these cases of maintenance, many of the partners would say that we don't have a proper job. That is very challenging to us because how are they going to maintain the children and to give? They say we don't have a proper job, so many of them are seasonal workers and all that. So this is one of the challenges for women. That's why we always have these awareness programs also, to try to ask women to have to be empowered enough to space the children, because the more children, the more challenging it becomes. And especially we have multiple partners also, that is an added kind of, added kind of problem for the children as well as the spouses, and for us also, actually. Another kind of cases that come to the commission is relates to domestic violence, and this is something I think it is a hidden kind of sickness that is part of our society, and I'm sure the world over. But it really bothers us because we hear, we are privy to all these the narratives of women, and we hear the abuse that goes on, the silence that women, accept this violence. It can be verbal, mental, it can be physical, but every time it's the children also who suffer. So this is something that really bothers us. But one thing that recently, there have been quite a few women that have come up, and we asked them who referred you to the commission and how did you know about it. And the positive side of social media is that they hear about these news, of the women being assaulted and the danger to their lives, and some of them have lost their lives. So they said, maybe this last time that if I'm beaten, then I might die. So in a way, the social media has been like a positive in that way, even though there's some sensationalization of the news, but it is really tragic. And just recently, as you're aware, you heard, I can share this. We went to visit a person, a woman, who was bearing a 13th child, and her husband was still beating her. So we hear a lot of these really, really very troubling kind of incidences. So we are hoping that not only the commission, but NGOs, people, activists and the news persons, they often refer to us these cases. And here's a time where I would really like to urge, kynthei, people in the locality, in the community, not to stay silent. If you hear just a whiff of any kind of violence that takes place in the homes, then please, nishi on tukla, but it is not tukla. It is an intervention which might save a life. So we would urge those in authority and those with, not by yourself, but maybe as a group, as a community, to kind of interview. If you hear of anybody, beating up their wives or children, and there are many, please do an interview. And you can refer to any of the NGOs or the commission, of course, or any other, the helpline or the social welfare. There are many ways of helping these women who are at risk and who have been suffering this abuse for a long time.